everyone, my name is Veronika and I'm currently learning 3 foreign languages. When I began learning English, pronunciation wasn't my top priority. But when I started learning Spanish, I actually began with it. And there are many reasons why. Whether you're a beginner or an advanced learner, you will benefit from watching this video. I will share information that helped me become a better speaker, and I'm sure it will be valuable to you too. Number 1, identify your priorities. When it comes to pronunciation, you actually want to start by identifying your challenging sounds. If people often say to you, please repeat, come again, it wasn't clear, what was that? There is a high chance that you mispronounce certain words. If you say free instead of three, that might lead to a miscommunication problem that you don't want to have. But if you say better instead of better or vice versa, there's no problem here. Everyone is gonna understand you. This is, by the way, the main difference between pronunciation and an accent. Pronunciation is the way words should be said, all the sounds and syllables that make up the word. An accent is how a person sounds when they speak the language. It's influenced by the way people from a certain region or country pronounce words. To avoid miscommunication, you should start with the sounds that do not exist in your native language, and that you tend to substitute and confuse with other sounds. For example, a typical issue for Japanese people is using R instead of L and vice versa. So it's their top priority to practice words like right and light, long and wrong, lead and read. One of the most difficult sounds in English is TH, and it could be substituted with T, team, theme, fate, faith, or D, day, they, do, though, which is very typical for Spanish speakers. For Russian speakers, it is very common to replace TH with S, gross, growth, worse, worth, or Z, breeze, breathe, zen, then. The word pairs you just saw are called minimal pairs. There are also a lot of different tongue twisters and phonetic drills that can help you fix this habitual way of pronouncing certain words. I personally worked a lot on the way I pronounce the letter T by using this YouTube channel, Rachel's English. To be honest, it took me a few weeks to start hearing the difference between how Americans say this sound, how British people say this sound, and to actually be able to produce this sound myself every single time, kind of nail the sound every single time. So don't worry if at first you don't hear the difference between the sounds, because it comes with time. Hopefully I can encourage you and make you feel better, because practicing those tricky sounds and tricky words is those 20% that will lead you to 80% of all your results. Once you gain more clarity and confidence in your English, you can work on something like this: connected speech, what do you like, I met your friend, or reduce sounds, a couple of, some of them. While these are cool to learn, and if you want to, of course you can, they're not as crucial as correcting your mispronunciations. Getting your words completely wrong can make communication more difficult, and it can also make you feel self-conscious and make you afraid to speak English to others. That's why it's always easier to fix pronunciation mistakes with a teacher. If you're looking for a platform where you can find a native speaking teacher, I highly recommend LiveXP, and they are kindly sponsoring today's video. LiveXP is a language learning platform where you can take classes with native speakers and improve your speaking skills this way. There are over 30 languages to choose from, and if you ask me, I highly recommend my Spanish and English teacher Eric, who always makes sure that our lessons are informative and a lot of fun. LiveXP has a wide range of plans for you guys, and you will definitely find the one that works best for you. Once you create an account, it's very easy to check the schedule, track your progress, and book new classes. One of my favorite features of LiveXP is their note-taking feature that allows me to take notes during classes and then use them later to refresh my vocabulary. And then learn of this new vocabulary with their word trainer that is built on the spaced repetition algorithm. And I love the spaced repetition technology. You guys know because I talk about it all the time. It's It's definitely one of those things that I absolutely cannot imagine my language learning without. And only for you guys watching this video, if you use the link in my description, you'll be able to try LiveXP with a 30% discount. So make sure to check out the link in the description and the pinned comment. Number 2, play your own music. Another thing that I'm super excited to talk about is the melody or intonation. Quite an underrated aspect of English, but extremely helpful in terms of becoming a better communicator in any language. Alright guys, here's a fun one. You have probably heard that listening to classical music or any other types of music can boost your productivity. Millions of people study better when they have lo-fi girl chill beats in the background. And what's the connection between music and pronunciation, you ask? Think of a language as a music piece. It's got melody, it's got rhythm, and beat. In linguistics, word equals beat.
Do you like your beats?
When you stress a single word in a sentence, your brain is dancing and releasing energy, kind of like those spikes on the audio track. To transmit your emotions and what's important to you, you have to play with stress and stretching words. Ready for a quick exercise? Let's read this sentence on the screen. I love learning English. Now let's stress different words to see how it impacts our message. I, not my buddy beside me, love learning English. I love, definitely not hate, learning English. I love learning, enjoy the whole process, English. I love learning English. Not German, sorry my German friends. So there you have it guys. For the most part, it's up to you what words to stress. But usually we stress content words, so words that convey the most meaning. Verbs, nouns, and adjectives. And function words like and, to, of, at, in are unstressed and reduced. But you guys don't really need all of that theory because you won't think about it while speaking spontaneously, right? That's why you practice pronunciation by listening to real people as much as possible. Shadowing people is one of the most crucial exercises I can think of. Over time, you will get the sense of the melody of the language and it will naturally rub off onto you. But not only stressing words can make you sound fun and engaging, it's also the tone you use to deliver your idea. Number 3, explore your tone of voice. If people can't quite catch your emotions, sometimes you seem uninterested and even rude while speaking English, maybe it's time to give your tone of voice a little exploration. English has a unique intonation pattern, and your tone of voice plays a very important role in how you're perceived. For example, the rising tone is responsible for the friendly and polite manner of speaking. When we say, "Hi, could you please help me? Do you know where it is?" your voice goes up at the end. The falling tone is used in statements, special questions, or when giving orders or instructions. I'm from Boston. When you have a moment, send it to me. How long have you been living here? In your first language, your flat intonation might be a natural part of your speech. And believe me guys, it's something I struggle with a lot because usually in Russian, when I speak, my intonation is pretty flat. But in English, it's a little bit different, so I really had to teach myself a lot of new things when I decided to learn English. But at the same time, I feel like it's hard to listen to a person who doesn't play with their voice and who sounds monotonous, right? To be an engaging speaker and express a wide range of your emotions, you can explore different pitch levels. We won't go into the nitty-gritty theory in this video, but we'll do a quick test. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. See what I did here? I was playing with my high and low pitch to transmit my emotions. Number 4, your mindset in English. Forget about everything I said before. Those things won't matter, even if you're super advanced in English. If you feel unconfident, shy, embarrassed, and afraid to speak up. And yes, you heard me right. Even advanced speakers might be too hard on themselves and judge themselves all the time. It was me a while back. A few years ago, my English was pretty good, but I was so freaking embarrassed to speak the language. I did not feel confident at all. But what helped me is practicing pronunciation, because it is surprisingly the best and most effective way to become more confident in a language. And it's especially interesting because the majority of us never even studied pronunciation. You know, it's not something that we're taught in schools, universities, normally. Normally, we kind of just glance over pronunciation rules and we're like, studied. So let's talk about a few practical tips and exercises to improve your mindset about English. Be more aware of your negative self-talk. When you catch yourself saying something negative about yourself, stop and immediately change all of those negative beliefs into positive affirmations. The mind doesn't know right or wrong. It believes what we tell it. Instead of saying, "This is awful, I'm getting stuck all the time," say, "Every next try gets me closer to sounding more fluent." Instead of saying, "I'm overwhelmed," say, "I'm going to figure this out." Instead of saying, "It's so hard," say, "I know how to do hard things. I've done it before." Instead of saying, "It's impossible," say, "I just need to learn the right strategies and build healthy learning habits." And there you have it, folks. Remember to play your own music, explore your tone of voice, get some feedback, and most importantly, nurture a positive mindset. Because as Buddha wisely said, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. If you want to learn more about why we have an accent in a foreign language, you can watch this video right here. If you use the link in my description, you'll be able to try LiveXP with a 30% discount. Feel free to continue watching my videos by clicking here.